In this video, we're going to look at how to create a booklet quote using an offset press. From the Estimates tab, I'm going to click on Add New to create a new estimate. I'm going to start by typing in the customer's name. I only need to type the first few letters, and then I can select it from the list. For the estimate type, I'm going to select Sheet Fed Offset. I can do single items, pads, NCRs and booklets. I'm going to use a booklet. Let's call this a 12 printed page booklet plus cover. And I'm going to click Next. On this screen I can put in the quantities I want to quote. I'm going to quote them for 50, 75, 100 and 150 booklets. Because this is a booklet, we have sections. We're in section 1 to begin with. I'm going to change that to be called covers. I'm going to use this Heidelberg Speedmaster press, which is a 4-color. We can have other presses set up if we wish. I'm just going to choose a slightly heavier stock though, because the default stock on this press is 100 GSM. I'm going to choose this 180 GSM gloss for the cover. From the presses settings, we've got a default setup spoilage and a default running spoilage. I'm going to change that running spoilage to be 5%. We can do this double or single-sided. We can choose how many colours we want to print, but because it's a 4-color press, it's defaulted to 4 colours, and I'm going to keep it as 4 colours. And we can print this sheet work and turn, or work and tumble. I'm actually going to do this work and turn. Systems reduce the number of plates there. And we can do this saddle stitched or perfect bound, and I'm going to make this a saddle stitched booklet. And for the cover, we've got 4 pages. We're printing on an SRA 3 sheet, and the finished size I'm going to say is A4. We can have any size we want here. We can do custom sizes, and although this demo system is set up in metric measurements using millimeters, the system works just as well in imperial measurements. The finished booklet format is either portrait or landscape. I'm going to stick with portrait. The system's calculated what the flat booklet's measurements will be. That's the measurements before it's folded. We've got some gutters. I'll just set those both to be 5 millimeters. And the system's calculating how many sheets we're going to need for each section here. It's then linking to our guillotine that we use for offset printing. I'm going to click New Section. We're now in Section 2. I'm going to change that to be called Inner Text. Again, we're using the Heidelberg. I'm going to use a slightly lighter stock for the inner text. I'm going to use this 150 GSM. Again, I'm doing it work and turn. This time, I'm going to make it 12 pages. Still doing it saddle stitched, and all the other selections are the same. I'm going to click Finish. You can have booklets with more than 2 sections. It's just in this case we've only got 2. The system's then taken us to our other costs, and I've set up a cost sequence for offset booklets where I'm prompted to be asked if I want any booklet making or any creasing or die cutting. But we could have any number of costs here we like. If there are costs we want to include that aren't in this sequence, we can just click on them by going into these cost categories. I'm just going to pick up the booklet making for now. This is set up on a formula, so the booklet making cost is calculated automatically for me. That formula in this case is to look at the total number of pages for all the sections and multiply it by the finished job quantity. I'm also going to add a bit of studio time. Let's say there's 2 hours artwork time in here. I set our artwork cost up as 60 an hour, and I've put a 40% markup on it. Let's save that. Also going to add a little bit of local delivery, inner city delivery. I've got this set up as a fixed cost of $25, no matter what the quantity is. I'll then go Finish. So in those costs, we can add any pre-press or post-press cost we like. It's a very flexible system in that way. So we've now got a column for each quantity, 50, 75, 100 and 150. We can see a breakdown of our paper, ink and press, guillotining, plates, make ready and wash up costs. We've also got the costs for the booklet making, the artwork and the inner city delivery that we just added. And we're seeing a cost for all sections, but we can also look at a cost for section 1 or section 2 individually. And we can tune costs here by adding profit margins as we wish. And on the right hand side we can also change our description fields as well. I'm just going to simplify these slightly and just update those. If we're happy with this, we can come here and go print an email, and the system will build a PDF quote template for us. We can check it on screen, and if we're happy with that, we can send it straight off to the customer. It's just building the PDF now. We can see who it's going to, how we're greeting them, see all the description fields, and we can see the cost for each quantity, including the sales tax here as well. If we're happy with that, we can click on the email button. The system will build us a pre-built email. We've got the to field already populated with the email address. The name of the quote has gone into, that's the PDF we were just looking at. That will be sent as an attachment or as a web link, or you can do both. And we've got a pre-built email here, which saves us having to write an email each time. So I'll just click send. The system's now sending that email, and it's taking us back to the estimate summary screen. If that's all we wanted to do, we could now save this and wait for our customer to come back to us. I will just point out to you, you can also add a second item onto an estimate though. We could have a second item that was created on our digital press, or a second item that's an offset print item. Or a second item could be an outwork item that we're outsourcing. So for example, if we weren't doing the booklet making ourselves, if we were outsourcing that, the second item could be for the outwork cost of the booklet making and binding. We've got some other options here as well. For now though, I'm just going to change the status so I can track this estimate. I'm going to make it awaiting approval. Then I'm going to save this estimate to the estimate list. Here it is sitting at the top of our estimate list with a status of awaiting approval.